Too. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't check the mic, Slim. Impromptu. Um, Chief and go, right? I probably don't need my glasses. I ain't got to see much. And you know, the spirit, the spirit didn't talk to me again, y'all. No sound effects, right? Um, oh well, you heard that sound effect when I hit that mic. And we're gonna do this because content is king, and it's not really about the clicks or the views, but I felt like this was something I needed to tap in on, to tune in on, to chime in on, right? I decided to do a live, right? So yeah, we gonna do we gonna put the effects in here, and it's okay. It's okay if nobody comes in because we're gonna do this one for the record, okay? We're gonna do this for the record. And I went to a lot of platforms on this one, right? So if you come in, you come in. It's all good. I just want to talk about first and foremost, right? Happy birthday to Chuck Brown. Or belated birthday. However you want to call it. Right? Chuck Brown happened, right? The Leo, Virgo. Is he on the cusp? Right? Happy birthday to Chuck, right? So, as you all may know, there has been a lot of controversy about the Chuck Brown ban, the continuance ban of Chuck Brown. And were they playing at Chuck Brown Day, which happened today, right? Happy birthday to Chuck Brown, R.I.P. Rest in peace, rest in power to the godfather of go-go. Okay? Right? And so I miss Chuck Brown Day every year, right? I swear I do. Even last night, I was seeing posts about Chuck Brown Day being this weekend, and I woke up and because I'm on a musician schedule, I stay up late, guys, right? And I woke up and then it's like it's Chuck Brown Day, and it was like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I was like, oh my goodness, I'd have missed it all. What are you doing, Chief and Go Loops? How could you miss Chuck Brown Day again? But I did see some things online yesterday leading up to Chuck Brown Day about the family not being satisfied or, you know, not willing to agree to whatever terms that was set out to perform at Chuck Brown Day, right? And that's gonna put a little, that's gonna right, because I do it for the culture, and sometimes, a lot of times, within the culture, we seem to shoot ourselves in the foot, right? We seem to hold each other back from the inside, and that's why I decided to do this at this moment. And I'm not. Chief is gonna keep it brief tonight, right? and I just want to talk about it, and I want to share some clips. I haven't dived too deep into it. I know it's some type of, it's political, and it's like I'm not even gonna get into that. Is about money, right? It's certain things that's happening where the Chuck Brown band and the family decided to pull out from Chuck Brown Day 2026, which is crazy. How you gonna have Chuck Brown Day without the Chuck Brown family in agreement, right? Without the Chuck Brown band with Chuck Brown's kids, Wiley and KK, as far as I know, being in the band. How you gonna have how you- what are we doing, go go? Right? So I decided to go live. I'm gonna do this live. I'm gonna do it live because I ain't never scared, right? Chief and go. You know what I'm talking about? Impromptu. And I just decided to kind of dig into the internet, right? And see what's going on. So, oh my goodness. Which I never put the Instagram joint there. Whatever. Did I put that joint there? Oh no, I never did. So okay. Oh, it's too late now. So no Instagram. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Hey, man, look, trust me, it's all good. But, and so I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow, okay. So politics as usual, everything is always, there's always a reason behind everything. There's always a reason behind everything. And so, um, I would like to present some of the stuff I was looking at, right? I got my glasses to just bring some clarity, right? Okay, so this right here says, for the first time, Chuck Brown will go on without Brown family, right? The Brown family announced it has withdrawn its support for Saturday's celebration at Fort DuPont Park, saying it no longer believes in the event. It no longer believes the event reflects the collaboration and respect Chuck Brown's legacy deserves, right? Chuck Brown's son, Nikos Brown Sr., told WTOP the issues are primarily with the DC Department of Parks and Recreation. It's, quote, it's been 3 years of issues we've been having with them as far as staying on par with proper communication, just overall professionalism, and the ability to take our stance seriously, Brown said. Brown said the relationship with DPR changed the Chuck Brown Day. Brown said the relationship with DPR changed after the Chuck Brown Day moved from Chuck Brown Memorial Park to Fort DuPont Park. Although he stressed the change in venue itself was not the problem. Yeah, because it kind of outgrew, um, Chuck Brown Memorial Park, right? Brown said the family was once involved in nearly every aspect of the event, including approval post, and pictures bearing Chuck Brown's name or image. Quote, every single thing has to run through us, Brown said. That is how we stay on brand with everything that has to do with my father. Right? DPR director Denny Freeman told WTOP the department learned in February that the family would not participate this year. Why is that? Right? How you learn that in February? Right? So what are the causations? Right? Quote, we appreciate the Chuck Brown family and their contribution to the event, Freeman said. We look forward to them coming back and participating in future years. How can you say that when the whole event is derived off their family name, their father's name, Chuck Brown, right? I mean, and we can get into like how they do Bob Marley at this point in life, right? Thank God his music is standing the test of time. But do you think he would approve of all the things that all the merchandise and all the things that have subsequently become synonymous with his name, and are is the family getting, is Bob Marley and the Marleys getting are they getting compensated? Okay, right? So let's just use Bob Marley as an example. That's one example. She added that the Chuck Brown Foundation, which traditionally gives away backpacks during the celebration, will be missed. You goddamn right it's gonna be missed, right? Because they were coming into this, you know, with a certain understanding and ideology of community and love and sharing and legacy of giving back, you know, accordingly to what Chuck Brown represented, right? Love and sharing and caring, and you know what I'm saying? So of course, but if you're going to exclude the family for whatever reasons, which I don't know all the details, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure it's about representation, how he's being represented, right? It may be some monetary things, it might be, what the compensation type of things, but I'm pretty sure it's more so, on the other side of what he represented, what he stood for, what his legacy should stand for, you know, that since he's gone and now they dealing with the family that maybe they don't want to honor. Okay, Freeman compared celebrations of Brown's legacy to those honoring another music icon. Everybody loves Michael Jackson. And so you see Michael Jackson's celebrations all throughout the world, Freeman said. Prayerfully, people will have Chuck Brown celebrations all throughout the world. Okay, but you know, that's cool. That would be great. But who who is the who initiates what those celebrations stand for? Who, if we have a chance to control what Chuck's legacy meant, and what we can instill in those celebrations, whether it be the merchandise we give away or the music that's played in those moments, right? Who controls that? Is it the Department of Recreations or is it Chuck Brown's family, right? So I'm just reading through. Like I just saw this, y'all, and like I said, I'm just going live real quick. I'm getting out of here, right? So okay, I don't know what they got so many ads on this page that I can't even see where the hell I started. For the first time in its 12-year history, Chuck Brown Day in DC will go without the support of the family of the Godfather Go-Go. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. The Brown family has announced it has withdrawn its support for Saturday's celebration, which was today, earlier today. It's now tomorrow. It's early in the morning at Fort DuPont Park, saying it no longer believes the event reflects the collaboration and respect Chuck Brown's legacy deserves. Absolutely. Chuck Brown's son, Nikos Brown Sr., told WTOP the issues are primarily with the D.C. Department of Parks and Recreation, which is a shame because, you know, over time that's been an honest and upstanding and integral part of DC music over the years, right? It's been 3 years of issues we've been having with them as far as staying on par with proper communication, just overall professionalism and the ability to take our stand seriously, Brown said. Brown said the relationship with DPR changed after Chuck Brown Day moved from Chuck Brown Memorial Park to Fort DuPont Park, although he stressed the change in venue itself was not the problem, right? So Nikos understood that it kind of outgrew Chuck Brown Park, right? Memorial Park. Brown said the family was once involved in nearly every aspect of the event, including approving posts and pictures bearing Chuck Brown's name and image, as they should have the right to control that, right? That's their family. When we talk about IP and intellectual property, right? They should be able to kind of get the sign off on yay or nay with their father's image and likeness and how he should be represented after his death. Rest in peace. Happy heavenly birthday to Chuck Brown, right? Every single thing has to run through us, Brown said. This is how we stay on brand with everything that has to do with my father. Department of Recreations. How can you trump that? Pun intended. Like, how can you, okay. Yeah, like we want to represent our family and our father in the way that we feel he should be represented because we know him. We live with him. This is our father, right? So DPR director Denny Freeman told the WTOP the department learned in February that the family would not participate this year. I feel like I read this, y'all, but we appreciate the Chuck Brown family and their contribution to this event, Freeman said. We look forward to them coming back and participating in future years. I don't know how my page just switched that up, but that was good that I went through that again, right? What you mean in future years? How you gonna take you? So she's saying so this Thinny Freeman, Theeny, whatever the hell her name is. Yeah, that's some like PR shit. Told WTOP Department learned in February the family would not participate this year. So they knew this since February, but nobody said nothing. We appreciate the Chuck Brown family and their contribution and to this event, Freeman said. We look forward to them coming back and participating in future years. It's no event if it ain't about Chuck Brown and the family. They control his estate, which I hope, right? This is crazy to me. So she added that the Chuck Brown Foundation, which traditionally gives away backpacks during the celebration, will be missed. Okay, all right. I'm sorry, guys. I got back. Some kind of way my little screen was tripping, and maybe I'm tripping because it's late. But right, because this is right before back to school every year. Like I said, I miss it every year. If you look on my YouTube page, you'll find I did a whole post about it last year when I missed it, and I'd be sad. I might have cried. I'm a bitch ass nigga. I'm a bitch ass nigga. What are you doing with your bitch ass nigga? Nah, for real, I've been trying to pull up, right? So Freeman compared celebrations of Brown's legacy to those honoring another music icon. Quote, everybody loves Michael Jackson. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting back to it. So you see Michael Jackson celebrations all throughout the world. Freeman said, prayerfully, people will have Chuck Brown celebrations all throughout the world. Prayerfully, but you trying to do it without his family's consent or his family's wishes of how to do it, right? And in collaboration with you, Department of Recreations, right? Saturday's free Rain or Shine event will feature Junkyard Band, Backyard Band, Major League Band, EU featuring Sugar Bear, and the All Star Band, along with food trucks, vendors, and art exhibits. Yeah, sell your event. Sell your event. Right. Yeah, we get it. Of course. And you know, and so no disrespect to all my bands, right? My guys from bands, my peers, like Backyard, Junkyard, Major League. The show must go on. No disrespect, right? Because you know, you get booked and you know you come out and you got to do your thing. So I'm not mad at none of the bands for doing their thing. I'm just looking at behind the scenes and what caused this, right? Which my man Wills pointed out to me on the Chief and Go last Thursday when we did our out of pocket segment, and Will said, I don't understand how that's going on, you know, and it's out of pocket that Chuck Brown band is not playing. That was the first I seen of it, right? So no love lost from Junkyard, Backyard, Major League, EU, Sugar Bear, All Star Band, and all that. So ask what he would he would say to the thousands of people expected to attend Saturday. Brown said, "It's not for me to decide what people should and should not do on a certain day." Right? Respect, Nikos. Right? It's just like Nikos and the Brown family's not saying don't come because it's in honor of our father, and we love that and we respect that and thank you. But at the same time, whatever the conditions were for the Chuck Brown band to be there, you know, it just wasn't conducive to the legacy and you know of Chuck Brown and for them to appear, right? See, this joint just reset it again, and that's why it's got me reading it twice. So hold up. Okay, so okay. Yeah, this jump crazy. You know, it'd be the ads, y'all. So okay. So Nico said if they want to support us and our family, they can do so by going to the Chuck Brown band, by going to see the Chuck Brown band or going to the winemeupchuck.com and buying merchandise or just simply playing my father's music, Brown said. Absolutely. Go to Spotify, go to Apple Music, go to Amazon, go to Google Play, wherever you can play Chuck's music, pull it up and play it, stream it, put it on repeat. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do on his birthday. And his birthday is gone, but his birthday is the whole weekend. So happy birthday, happy heavenly birthday to Chuck Brown. Yeah, play it. Play it tomorrow. Play it in 2 weeks from now. Play it forever. The godfather of go-go. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that go-go swing, right? Let's do it for Chuck Brown. Because if it wasn't for Chuck Brown, it wouldn't be a lot of us, right? So showing love to Chuck Brown. Despite the family's decision to step away from Chuck Brown Day, there is one thing Freeman and Brown agree on. The godfather of Go-Go's legacy extends far beyond a single celebration. Absolutely. Right? Every day, all day. Right? Man, put on that Chuck, put on them Go-Go swing. It's so many albums, there's so many renditions of songs. If you just go to Apple Music and search Chuck Brown, right? So many beautiful, wonderful, you know, lovely, dynamite, extravagant. You know what I'm saying? Awesome interpretations, renditions of music from Chuck Brown, right? And y'all go show him love every day because he's the godfather of go-go. So every day, all day, always go and stream that music and download it, even more importantly, right? Absolutely. And go check out the Chuck Brown band. Go check out winemeupchuck.com and find out what the Chuck Brown is doing these days, right? Chuck is more than a day to DC, Freeman said, right? Upholding my father's legacy is a daily task, Brown said. It's not a single day thing. Facts. There's no way you could put Chuck Brown's legacy in one day, right? But all these things considered, we just talking. Like I said, shout out to Junkyard and Backyard and Major League and Armani and Breeze. You know what I'm talking about? And my guys, shout out to them because they come to represent, right? They ain't even getting to the politics of it, but this is what I'm here for. This is what Chief and Go is here for, to talk about it, right? Just to talk about the behind the scenes, the maybe, and I try not to get to the controversy and to the negativity and all that, but this was one that kind of made me say, I don't want to talk about it, right? Uphold my father's legacy is a daily task. Oh God, that's my mic. Don't worry about that. Brown said, it's not a single, don't worry about that, guys. I got that part. It's not a single day thing. Still, Brown acknowledged it will be difficult not being there Saturday, which falls on his father's birthday. Absolutely, right? But sometimes you got to make a stand for what you believe, right? It's something we used to always look forward to, Brown said. I won't miss the heat. I'll say that. Exactly. DC, humid, hot as a mud, always. Well, this my new joint. It's too hot to be hot, right? It's too hot to talk. It's too hot to walk. It's too hot to do a podcast. It's too hot to laugh. It's too hot to everything but sit in that AC or get in that water. Anyway, so I just wanted to do that, man, and read that for y'all. I ain't even making too much noise. Is anybody in here? Okay. Hey, somebody's in here. Well, shit. Well, maybe no, I ain't gonna do all that. I ain't gonna play too many videos and all that. It was just some late night. I just felt like, damn, you know, happy birthday to the Godfather, right? Chief and Go. I'm trying to do my little journalism thing. Y'all see my bucket right here. Shout out to Amina, right? But yeah, I mean that came and hit me last minute. I was like, no Chuck Brown band at the Chuck Brown Day. That's crazy, right? So, yeah. I mean, and I can show some videos from the day. I can show some videos from the day. Or let me show this. Let me show this. Let me get a little official joint from the family. Okay. That ain't the one I wanted to do. Stop that screen. Right. A little right. Can y'all see that? No. Boom. Sounds like the official statement from the family. Yeah, that shit. I can't really see that. But y'all know what I mean. Basically saying the same thing. The Brown family wishes to convey our heartfelt thanks and appreciation for the outpouring of support in our decision to no longer support Chuck Brown Day, which is crazy. Ain't that crazy? Right? That's crazy. Under DPR's current leadership, it has meant the world to us to read your comments and love and support. Our father would be so touched to know how you all feel. How you all feel, show you right? You meant the world to him, and we wake up each morning with the focus to do the right thing and protect his legacy and his music. We are so dearly his music we all so dearly love. Thank you all. Your encouragement is inspirational. The Brown family. Man, that's beautiful, right? That's facts. Like, man, Chuck was all about that love, bruh. That's it, right? So I do want to play this joint, the little Red Grant joint. I mean, it's so many. videos. And I typed in, you know, but I would like
I want to say blessings to my city of Washington, D.C. Recently, the Chuck Brown family has released a statement saying that they will not be involved with Chuck Brown Day this year. And I first want to say I stand with the family. I love all of them. They treat us really well. They're always straight up and straightforward. Nikos, Wiley, KK, and the other members of the family always
Greg
treat
Pete.
Red Grant and his family wonderful. I grew up in
Greg.
Southeast Washington, down the street from Fort DuPont Park, and I worked for DPR for many years. Department of Recreation is my home, is my family, and I don't know what's going on over there. I want to say, Miss Freeman, you might want to get this right with the family
You might,
because
Miss
a
Freeman.
lot of people stand with the family of Chuck Brown, and we want the
Keep
Chuck
on.
Brown Day to be something that can continue to go on year after year. But this year, it's a salty taste in a lot of people's mouth, and we want to make sure that communication gets handled. The family did not ask me to do this. I'm doing this because of the love for my city, the love for the Chuck Brown family, love for Chuck Brown, and go-go music in general. So if I need to be the middle person to help this go off right, I will be. But as of now, I will not be attending Chuck Brown Day on Saturday because of the family's disappointment in DPR and how they're being treated. This is not a public service announcement. This is just a statement from Red Grant to a place that I called home, DPR, that took care of kids, young people in parks and services.
Mm.
So, you guys have a good day. That's just my message to the city.
So let's just be clear. My grandmother, Clarice Taylor, had a lot to do with DPR. You know, Gilbert Pryor. I have a lot of history with, certain people. And then, times change and positions change and ideologies change and, integrity changes, you know. So I'm just saying, respect Red Grant for that. I respect Red Grant for that. But I mean, because I'm doing this post the joint, post the show, you know, it looked like it, it was some good stuff. Represent to the bands that came through and celebrated for Chuck, right? I'm not gonna play that, right? I'm getting out of here. I just wanted to come through and share that with y'all because I felt like it was important, right? It's for the culture. Um if it's nothing bigger than the culture than Chuck Brown. And I was just like when I heard that, he the band was not gonna be playing this year through the joint, through my podcast, the Wheels, right? Wheels was saying like, "Hey, I got an out of pocket segment on the Chief and Go each and every Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m." And Will said, "Man, I think it's out of pocket that the Chuck Brown band ain't playing." I said, "What?" I hadn't heard of it because I'm not on social media scrolling a lot and all that. I post and move, like stick and move. I post and move, right? And so that was just weird. And then, like I said, I looked it up a little bit and it was just like, wow. But anyway, I'm gone, y'all. Just a little impromptu Chief and Go Be back this Thursday at 8 with Bellow Burn. What y'all know about that Bellow Burn? 20 Bellow in the building this Thursday. And yeah, I might come in and you know do a little extension on this you know absence of Chuck Brown band at the Chuck Brown Day. It's just that don't even sound right, right? So you know I might dig in a little deeper and come in and do something later on that. What I will say, justice for Nolan Wills, justice for Nolan Wills, justice for Nolan Wills, and all the people, all our people, you know, that's dying under these mysterious circumstances, and nobody got answers, right? We need the Panthers. Or something like the Panthers. What we gonna do, y'all? Right? They say we gotta get a permit to protest. So we gotta go to the oppressor to get a permit so we can protest about these things against our rights, our natural rights, our freedoms. And you know, we steadily going to buy Gucci and red bottoms, and you know, we steadily supporting this oppressor that got their foot on our neck. All right. They keeping us down. Boy. Right? And we don't even see it because it's like, hey, man, the boss pay me good. I got to go to work tomorrow because boss pays me real good. I got to pay for these bills. But we lost, y'all. We stuck. And for my black women out there, motor digging y'all ass. Okay? There's a lot of y'all lost. A lot of black men lost too. A lot of us lost. And I ain't perfect, but I'm worth it. Nah, but I get it. And so I'm just, giving y'all a preview of where the Cheef about to go. Okay? Hey, I'm keeping it cranking for the culture. But happy heavenly birthday to the Godfather. It don't mean a thing if you don't got that swing. It don't mean a goddamn thing if you ain't got that swing, huh? If you ain't got that go-go swing as a part of your thing, it don't mean a thing, huh? If you ain't got that huh? Forget about it, huh? Huh? No other music got shit on go-go. Go-go is it. Chuck Brown, happy birthday to the king, to the Godfather, to the creator of go-go music. Huh? Don't you ever forget it. It ain't gonna never stop. That go-go beat is gonna keep cranking forever and ever and ever and ever. And Cheef is go. Huh? You hear me? Cheef and Go's gonna keep it cranking for the culture. Huh? I'll be right here. You ain't got to look for me. You ain't got to ask nobody. You ain't got to look for me. You just search in hashtag Cheef and Go, hashtag Go-Go Loops, hashtag CHEEFISM. You get all my music until October 1st. You could get me right here. Huh? You ain't got to look nowhere. You ain't got to go searching all over there and all over here. I'm right here. Keeping it cranking for the culture. Peace, love, and crank. Okay. Huh? Oh.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe on 95. I pledge allegiance to the crank for as long as I'm alive.
Cheef and Go.